Shark Tank showcases a lot of pitches, and some of them are just pretty bad and plain awful. Today in this video, I'm going to go over 6 of the Shark Tank pitches that were just plain awful. Vest packs. When Arthur Greer and Michael Woolley walked into the Shark Tank seeking $50,000 for 10% of their children's backpack alternative company Vest Packs, the only thing going for them was a couple of cute little kids modeling the product. Woolley's daughter invented the product when she was 12, and he made a licensing deal with Greer in 2013, landing the product at 75 Walmart stores. The annual sales of 10,000 were anemic, especially with the context of being in Walmart, but the Sharks were intrigued by the story of Woolley's daughter, who won an entrepreneurship competition and even made it on Oprah Winfrey's talk show. Too bad that all happened in 2003.
Like your money.
Okay, Sharks. And only Arthur can sell the product. Is that right?
True. That is true.
Can we see the product?
Guys, come on.
Oh, thank you very much.
Approximately $10,000 worth.
Ooh, that's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
all right. Michael, what is
Bedrider. Bedrider chief marketer George Conway asked the Sharks for $200,000 in exchange for 50% equity of his company, which makes safety seats for the backs of pickup trucks. To Conway's credit, he's a great salesman, and he was animated and fun as he demonstrated the product on a pickup, but his answers to the investors' most important questions left them shaking their heads. For example, when Lori Grunner asked him if he had undergone crash testing, Conway replied, "Honestly, yes, I've done my own, by accident." The Sharks like Conway as a person, but the myriad of things that could go wrong with the deal caused them all to back out. "When you leave the tank, I want you to take that truck and drive it off a cliff," said Kevin O'Leary.
Seating system that fits in the back of any truck. So of course, I had to give it a try. With one nationwide, there were more than 30,000 initial contestants. George and the Bedrider, one of only 125 to make the show.
Was in front of a seat and meets all federal guidelines. One morning I woke up and I was like, we need to do the Shark Tank because that's where we really need to get this product off the ground.
Tycoon Real Estate. Unfortunately for Tycoon Real Estate founder and CEO Aaron McDaniel, the Sharks not only hated the product idea, but some of them hated the entrepreneur behind it. McDaniel pitched his real estate crowdfunding service as a way for average people to invest in real estate. He failed to convince the Sharks that it was a safe model and that he was someone to be trusted with money. Mark Cuban yelled that the idea was scammy, Barbara Corcoran thought it was spooky, and O'Leary, who was actually interested in making a deal, asked McDaniel if he had a criminal record. In the same way Shark Tank can make a company, it can break one too. Gato Cafe. Shark Tank is not the place to ask for money to fund a hypothetical company. Adriana Montano asked the Sharks for $100,000 for 15% of the company, Gato Cafe, a cafe where patrons would pay an admission fee and hang out with rescue cats while sipping on latte. If they liked a particular cat, they could then adopt one. Montano was able to produce them to the idea that wasn't Montana was able to persuade them the idea wasn't wildly far-fetched since there are already successful cat cafes out there, but when the investors asked her why they can just take $100,000 and open their own line of cat cafes instead, she couldn't defend herself as being a valuable partner. They all passed, and Guest Shark and GoPro founder and CEO Nick Whitman recommended she take out a loan and try opening one on her own. Chimera. There is a major difference between being an inventor and an entrepreneur, and Chimera and creator Jason Woods did not prove himself to be the latter. Woods asked the Sharks for $250,000 for 20% of his electric bodyboard company. The investors found the invention cool, but when the sales pitch went on too long, they realized he hadn't actually said anything about a business plan. It turned out in the previous 10 years, Woods had invested $130,000 of his own money and came up with only a prototype. He had no customers and no patent. After trying to explain that, he was finally ready to take it to the next level. Cuban told him he was full of crap, and Damon John told him it was the worst pitch he'd ever seen on the show. Suffice to say, he didn't get a deal. Rolodoc. Cuban hated the Rolodoc presentation so much that he actually got up and shook the hands of the co-founders, brothers Richard and Albert Amini, just to tell them they gave the worst Shark Tank pitch ever. They asked for $50,000 for 20% of a social network for doctors and their patients. Cuban felt the brothers' pitch wasn't for real service, let alone a real business. It was merely a mock-up of an app accompanied by non-stop strings of buzzwords. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our content in the future. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.